Alright, here we go with another ranked watch tab random choice game on Storm this time, and it will be between the carbon player on the left side. It is VORONI in the classic Neo, and his opponent, the blue player on the right side, it is Br0Mania in the Black Ops Saucer. Saucer Neo on Storm. Not the kind of thing that I would have expected to see when Storm came out, let's just say that. But VORONI, a player I've never seen before, so, and Br0Mania, as you've seen in at least one of my recent casts, he has been in there. I think Br0Mania, I think people might think he's a Smurf. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter to me, honestly, but here we go. VORONI. I'm gonna open up on the okay, freezing his creeps. Oh, and Br0Mania actually abducting the T-45 to neutralize on this side, so that's an interesting approach. Just gotta kill that one creep, and he is good. VORONI using Gemini, which is a bold choice in today's meta for sure. Gonna go for this bottom outpost, needs to clear that brute, and can now leave and go for the next outpost. Whereas Br0Mania is going to do the same thing, but with Dillos. So Dillos versus Gemini. Again, I'm still not really 100% sure which wins in an outright face-to-face fight. But Br0Mania going to get started on his forward first. Whereas VORONI still needs to clear this top left post. Going to grab the creeps for this side. Now can shift focus to the forward. Whereas Br0Mania has already dropped a bunch of creeps and a bunch of tanks over here, and now just gonna start abducting, because why the heck not? Probably wants to take that Dillo, I would think. Okay, but whatever. VORONI now gonna start on his forward, but the Gemini too low are hitting the ramp actually, because it is trying to just fire straight to the center of the post, so it needs to put it up here somewhere. But Br0Mania, yes, gonna grab that Dillo. Okay, a little bit low on health there. Getting hit by that T-99. He's gonna actually try to abduct the T-99. I mean, that would be pretty productive, honestly. T-99s are great. They're very, very strong. So, gonna heal up over there on that side. VORONI scouting with the Neo cloaked. So Br0Mania 100% unaware that VORONI has seen, you know, what he's captured so far. VORONI still has not grabbed the forward. I'm not really sure what's happening here. It's not really that complicated to grab, especially with this many tanks. That's a ton of tanks. He just needs to drop a bunch of those tanks right in front there. But I'm kind of sensing that VORONI's going to be a little bit outclassed here against Br0Mania. Br0Mania now starting to work on the T-99s down here. Still, again, a little bit surprised to not see Br0Mania try to abduct, like at the very least, this T-99. I don't know if you're in range of this hat while you're there. If he is, then that's a great reason not to. But it looks like Br0Mania is going to be approaching this bottom left. Tons of Dillos. If he swarms, that will actually work, I think, against this quantity of Gemini in a defensive position. Or actually, they're not really in defensive position. They're just kind of strewn about in kind of a line-ish. But VORONI's creeps will eventually get this but this Dillo will be killing it for will be killing them for a while, and it will take them a while to knock down this brute while, you know, getting hit by those Dillos. And what is this? What the heck is that? A Joker. That Joker that he abducted at the beginning of the game, which is pretty hilarious. That is a ton of Dillos. Gonna go for the strong bottom push, I would think. That is gonna be pretty crazy. VORONI still has not grabbed this forward post. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing VORONI does not really grasp the importance. Oh, not gonna go for the push. Gonna go for the middle swarm. Gonna swarm mid. Very interesting there. I mean, it'll work. He might lose a Dillo or two in the meet. And VORONI, oh my god, counter pushing. Pushing straight. Pushing on Y. Or also pushing mid. Also pushing mid. You must be joking. This is one of the strangest things I've ever seen in this game. But VORONI's units are going to go split because he set him to capture, whereas Br0Mania's units are all clumped and going to go for the finish right now, I think. Might not be. Oh, VORONI gets killed! I think this is game. I think that's it. And Br0Mania going to start to abduct here. I mean, VORONI might be able to drop in stasis. Oh, but no stasis. No stasis! So that is going to be it. That is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. VORONI never taking his forward. Gonna go with a melee here. Would have worked if executed properly, but I don't think I don't think this one Gemini and the creeps that spawn are gonna be enough to save VORONI from this push, especially considering more units are coming in. Okay, blocking Gemini. Okay, actually surviving for now, but yeah, the follow-up units are going to be able to do it. VORONI getting finished off one more time, so Br0Mania taking this ranked 1v1 on Storm over VORONI. I mean, this is a clear case of just a skill gap, experience gap, I think, more than anything, because it does seem that VORONI was not really versed in opening, especially on this map. The Gemini hitting the ramp going up there, but you know, Br0Mania opening up with the saucer, with the abduct and the T-45. Very efficient opening there. I would have liked to see him maybe abduct one of the Dillos or something like that, so he could have split his you know, unit allocation a little bit better. He wouldn't have had to go with with Dillos at the bottom if he abducted that Dillo. However, I'm not sure if you can do it with the amount of AA and brutes there, especially at level 1. That's probably a problem. That's probably why you went for the T-45 at the top. I'm guessing at the right angle you might be able to abduct the Dillo at the top, but he was pretty far away from the T-99. The T-99 was still firing. T-99s have crazy range. So, I mean, either way, Br0Mania gets this win. VORONI not... Man, that split move at the mid was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. That Br0Mania, instead of pushing into the Gemini, which I expected, I mean, not necessarily because it was the smartest thing to do or the most like strategic thing to do at the time, but just because I think Br0Mania realized as he was playing that, you know, he was playing someone that is not as experienced and probably not as versed in, you know, defensive tactic and all that stuff. So I kind of just expected him to push into VORONI's Gemini line, but instead pushes up through mid to the left, and then instead of pushing past, because Br0Mania's tanks were out of position, VORONI pushes on capture, which brings his Gemini up the middle ramp and splits them because they are trying to surround mid. So instead of doing a follow move, he went with the capture command, which was basically the beginning of the end at that point. Well, honestly, the beginning of the end was never taking the forward, but if you're going to boil it down to moves in the game, that was pretty much it. No stasis also. The stasis would have... I mean, if anyone new is watching this and is unaware, Stasis Blast or any other stasis effect makes enemy units move half as fast and shoot slower, shoot 50% slower. So effectively, you're causing your units or your opponent's army to do half the DPS for whatever the time the Stasis Blast is applied. So a lot of people spam Stasis Blast in defense as much as possible, you know, hit their enemy units with Stasis Blast and get out of there, wait for the cooldown, which is not that long, and then hit them again, and just apply stasis as long as possible, as much as possible to the enemy units, so their DPS is effectively halved. However, VORONI did not have stasis, went with level 3 or so cloak, I think, which is really strange with a Neo play. You really don't need anything higher than level 1 because the energy efficiency is really good on stasis, and as you level up, your mech has more energy, therefore you're passively gaining more energy efficiency in a sense because your capacity for energy is increasing, therefore you will have a longer period of time to use your cloak as you level up. So a lot of players go stasis first, and then either cloak, and then continue to put more points into stasis, or just stasis, depending on how their play style. So just a little tidbit for anyone who is not really knowledgeable about Neo play, which honestly I'm not either. So if anyone has any great tips, let me know. This is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.